Go ahead.
Good evening, welcome back to Cooking with Dad and Nan. I am Gabriel, and sorry about the delay. We had to go to the store to get a few things, and well, at least we're here. And tonight we are going to be cooking something
Good.
We're going to be cooking something good.
Lacey.
Let's get started.
Yes, let's get started. Hello, good evening. Welcome back. Hi, Lacey.
No.
I tried. We're getting a bit of a late start. Took a little longer to get home than I had expected. Traffic was a pain, and then I had to stop at the store for a couple of things for my son. But we're ready. So let's just go ahead and get started. I gotta sneeze, I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. No more after that. All right, so tonight we're going to be doing spaghetti with sun-dried tomatoes, sausage, and spinach. So here's what it's going to look like when it's done. More pictures. Again, another picture. Oops. All right, so let's go over the ingredient listing here. So you're gonna need about 12 ounces of spaghetti. In this case, I just went ahead and used a full box, which is about a pound, 16 ounces. So, 12 ounces, 16 ounces, a little more isn't gonna hurt. A tablespoon of olive oil, 2 cloves of garlic, a little less than a pound of Italian sausage links, sliced. We're not using Italian sausage. We're just using some smoked sausage. Figured that'll be just as good. 3 cups of baby spinach, 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes chopped, 3/4 cup of chicken broth, and then 3/4 cup of heavy cream, plus a little bit of salt, pepper, and some Parmesan for the garnish. All right, so let me show you what we've got going on here. I already got some things going on here. I have my sausage cooked. The spaghetti should be just about ready to go here. So we're going to turn that off. We're going to get that back up and going. A little bit of oil in the pan. All right, first off, I was reading the recipe before we even started, and I want to apologize in advance. The instructions are a little, I don't know how to describe it. They're not very well, I don't know. Well, you guys, I'll show you. I don't know how to describe it, but the instructions are a little on the grammar. They are using bigger words, let's just say. I'll let you see for yourself. Okay, so we've got the ingredients here. Now we scroll down just a bit, and then we get to the instructions. In a larger pot of preserved stewing water, prepare spaghetti according to NK's directions until al dente. Drain and return to pot. So we've got the spaghetti here, and we're going to go ahead and drain that here in just a second. Now, here's where it gets a little odd with the instructions. In a monumental skillet over medium utility, passion oil, prepare flavoring until odoriferous, 1 time. Add airship, spinach, and sun-dried tomatoes and make until dirigible is suntanned and vegetable is sauteed. Now, I'm assuming that it says by airship and the dirigible, that means the sausage, because I really don't know what else it would be talking about needing to be suntanned in the instructions here. until vegetable is sauteed. 3 to 5 transactions. So I would just say that that's going to be 3 to 5 minutes. Add poulet stock and soggy emollient and channelize to a simmer. So you figure that would mean add the chicken broth and the heavy cream and bring it to a simmer. Let thicken until sauce is creamy, then add spaghetti to pan and flip until full oily. Flavor with restrainer and flavoring. So yeah, I mean, the instructions are a little out there, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Kind of. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here. I already cooked my sausage, so it says just to cook it. So I got my sausage in there. Give me some garlic, please. All right, so in a monumental skillet over medium utility passion oil, prepare flavoring until odoriferous. One time. Go ahead. How much? Just 1 spoon. Yeah. That's good. Okay, so you've got the garlic in there. Go ahead and put that back in the fridge. Okay, so we've got the garlic in here. I know I'm probably skipping over some things because I got the sausage in here too, but so you're gonna let the garlic in here cook for 30 seconds to a minute until you start smelling the garlic, and then you're gonna move on. Prepare flavoring until odoriferous, so the garlic until you smell the garlic. One time, about a minute. Add your airship, spinach, and sun-dried tomatoes and make until dirigible is suntanned. Okay, so we're gonna add, I already got the sausage in there, so we're gonna add in the spinach and then the sun-dried tomatoes. How much sun-dried tomatoes do I need? Half a cup. All right, sorry. Hold that for me, please. Okay, so we've got the sausage in here. I'm gonna take my sun-dried tomatoes in oil. Says about a half a cup, which is about 4 ounces. So I'm gonna pour just about half of this container out. And a little bit of the oil to go with it. Doesn't taste too bad. Let's get some more of that oil in there. Okay, so you've got the sun-dried tomatoes in there. Now I'm going to get the spinach ready. Start it for me, please. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, now with the sun-dried tomatoes, I was noticing something when I was there buying it. They have the sun-dried tomatoes for sale in the jar with the oil, but they also have the containers, the bags of these sun-dried tomatoes in a dried vacuum sealed container. So I guess either one, it really doesn't matter. I mean, getting the container, the jar with the oil in it doesn't really make much of a difference. I mean, it has flavor in it. It has a little extra flavor in it because of the oil. But I mean, usually when I get sun-dried tomatoes, I get the stuff that's in oil already, just because I like it like that. All right, so we got that. We got the garlic, we got the sausage, and we got the tomatoes. Now I'm going to go ahead and get some spinach. Now I have a full container of spinach here, but I don't need the whole thing. It says 3 cups. So I'm just going to estimate on how much that's going to be. Just get a couple handfuls. All right there. Okay, so we're gonna let that cook. We're gonna let the sausage cook a little more, and we're gonna let the spinach start wilting some before we move on. Now, as you can see, the spinach takes up a lot of space right now, but as it starts to cook and it starts to wilt, it's going to really shrink down, so it won't take up as much space. All right, step 2 of these fancy-ass instructions here. Yeah, I know. Add your airship, spinach, and sun-dried tomatoes. Make until dirigible is suntanned and vegetable is sautéed. So you're cooking the sausage and the veggies just enough until the spinach is a little bit wilted, but you just want to leave it in there for roughly about 3 to 5 minutes. And then we're going to add in the chicken stock, chicken broth, and my heavy cream. And then we're going to bring that to a simmer. So I need 3/4 cup of each. Birthday girl! What's up, Teresa? Birthday girl. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
My son says happy birthday, Teresa. My daughter says happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, so I'm going to start measuring out some of this stuff. Measure me out 3/4 cup of the chicken broth, please. Okay, so we're going to stir this down here and then just continue to let the spinach, the spinach, the tomatoes, and the sausage cook and try to get this spinach as oily as possible so that way it'll start wilting. But it'll start wilting here pretty soon. All right, go ahead and put that back, please. Okay, so again, it says to let this cook for about 3 to 5 minutes. So we're going to let that sit for just a little bit longer. And while I'm waiting for that, I got to drain my spaghetti. Hold that for me, please.
Huh?
Excuse me.
Do we pour in the chicken broth or not yet?
Not quite yet. Just a little bit longer. Thank you. All right, so we got the spaghetti drained. It shouldn't be very much longer until we're ready to use that. So let's just continue to stir this for a bit. So as you can see, the spinach is getting wilted to where what we're looking for. This is a texture we're looking for with the spinach, where it is soaked in the oil from the sausage and the sun-dried tomatoes mixture. Still, so just play around with that a little bit. We're going to go ahead and add in the chicken broth. All right, and then I need 3/4 cup of the heavy cream. Get that for me, please. No, not the whole thing, not the whole thing.
Sorry.
It's okay. Just 3/4 cup. Okay, so let's go back to these fancy ass instructions again. Add your poulet stock and sauge emollient and channelize to a simmer. So we just added the chicken broth. We're getting the heavy cream measured up, and then we're going to put that in the pan. We're going to bring that to a simmer, a light boil. And as that simmers, the sauce should thicken up. Go ahead. All right, there goes the heavy cream.
First, it was coming out in chunks.
It's a new container. Here, scoop that up. All right, rinse that out for me, please. Okay, I know the instructions on this thing were a little fancy sounding because you got the soggy emollients and the poulet stock and all the other fancy sounding terminology here, but I mean, as long as you know what the heck you're working with, it's not that hard to distinguish what it is that they're saying. I mean, yeah, the airship, the dirigible stuff kind of threw me off, but I mean, it said that until the dirigible is tanned. I mean, what the hell else could that mean besides a sausage? So I browned the sausage just like it says. So we're gonna let this start to boil just a little bit, just a little light boil. And then as it's cooking, as it's simmering, the sauce is going to thicken. Okay, so add your poulet stock, soggy emollient, and channelize to a simmer. Let thicken until sauce is creamy, then add the spaghetti and flip until oily. Flavor with restrainer and flavoring. So once we get the restrainer and flavoring. Okay, so yeah. So after we get the spaghetti noodles in there, we're gonna flip it around and get the spaghetti nice and coated in with the sauce, and then we're gonna sprinkle in just a wee bit of salt and pepper, and then throw in some Parmesan on top for a little bit of a garnish. Yummy.
Really good. Sun-dried tomatoes are really good.
Mm-hmm. Sun-dried tomatoes are good. Now, it doesn't say how long to let this sit and simmer for. It just says simmer until sauce is thick and creamy. But I guess just go until the sauce has your desired consistency. And those are good. That is good. That was good. All right, so like I said, we're starting to get a little bit of a boil here in the pan. Okay, so as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of bubbling in here. So we're gonna let that do its thing slowly, however long it takes. Just continue to stir that a little bit so it doesn't burn. You don't want to burn the creamer. But once we get the sauce a little thicker after this simmers for a bit, then we're going to dump in our spaghetti, mix it up, throw in some salt and pepper, and then top it up with some cheese, and then we are just about done. But, I mean, fairly easy, right? Simple. I mean, like I said, if you can get past the fancy sounding instructions and you know what it is that you are working with as far as your ingredients go, then you're golden. I mean, this is the first recipe that I've done off of that website where those instructions sound the way that they do. So it threw me for a loop. But, I mean, if I was dealing with the bigger recipe with more ingredients, then I probably would have been thrown off. But I think, all in all, I think all that website and the instructions was just for humor, just for the purpose of making it sound good. But, I mean, let's show you again what this is supposed to come out looking like. So this is supposed to be what it looks like here. As you can see, you got the tomatoes, you got the spinach, you got the sausage, and the spaghetti with the Parmesan sprinkled in there too. Come up here, here's another picture. Everything all mixed up. Oh yeah, look at this. This meaty spaghetti in an emollient sauce is the whole parcel for an effortless party. Fancy. Oh, look at this. I'm looking at the rest of this stuff here. So, seafood lasagna. To be artless, I was very incredulous at nigh this dish. Seafood with crab meat. Industrial take. Yeah. Parmesan, mozzarella, and ricotta. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's come back to this. Okay, so the sauce is very slowly starting to thicken up. May take a little bit, but it'll get there. That tastes pretty good with the sun-dried tomatoes in there mixed in. All right, so again, I'm going to let this sit and simmer for a couple minutes as the sauce starts to try to thicken, but I'm get ready to add this in a couple. All right, so if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys are familiar with me doing the beer can chicken. The chicken where I've stood it on a can of beer and cooked it in the oven, or in one case, the last time I made it, I did it in my smoker. Well, I was at the store over the weekend, and I found me this nifty little contraption here. All this is this for my beer can chicken. So what this is going to hold my beer here in the center, and all I have to do is just stand this in a skillet, in a pan. And I don't have to worry about the can tipping over. I don't have to worry about the chicken tipping over. This little stand is going to hold everything in place. Not that bad. Was it necessary? Probably not, but I mean, not a bad idea. So I'm probably going to be doing I'm going to be doing the beer can chicken probably, what's tomorrow? Wednesday. I might be doing the beer can chicken tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I'll do it on Thursday. But I will be using that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. But I like beer can chicken. All right, so let's go ahead and dump in my spaghetti. Okay, so I'm going to stir this and get my spaghetti nice and coated here. Mix in the veggies and the sausage and the creamy sauce with all this. That way you can just try to evenly distribute this as much as possible. Now sprinkle a wee bit salt. And then some pepper. Stir that up some more. And then we are just about done here. So that wasn't too bad. Very easy. And let me give you one more look at it. There she is. There's my pasta with the sun-dried tomatoes and the spinach. I will get a picture I will get a picture and I will attach the link to my next post here in a couple minutes, but we are just about done. All I need is a Parmesan. All right, so we are out of here. We're gonna go ahead and let that sit for a couple. We're gonna eat, we're gonna watch a movie, but I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Thursday. But we will see you soon. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.